Hello YouTube and welcome back to GrunfWorks Plays KSP, and we are playing Breaking Ground. However, this episode we will be focusing mainly on building and sending a mini base to Minmus. And I mean mini surface base. Yes, in the previous episode we have showcased a little bit of the experiments in Breaking Ground, and we have successfully launched the experiments. However, for old Bill, who is, and all other Kerbals who are supposed to remain there, we need to build a tiny base which will be basically providing them with all of their base needs. I mean, I'm not playing with like life support or anything, but I'd like to think of it that they would need a base down there. So, without further ado, let's build it. Right, so we have a compartment module, then we have, oh, I want to be placing here this guy. Alright, then we'll put the docking ports on both sides, I think. Let's put first the RCS. There we go. Two here, two there. Alright, then let's be putting some landing gear. Oh, those are too big. Something smaller? Something like this, actually. Yeah, that looks about right. And let's place another set here. Awesome. Now I could be using the docking ports. One here and one on the other side. So that in the future we can of course expand the base. Then we need the actual... probably I'm thinking like, yeah. Let me just do first the launch. I want to do a test launch, and the whole reason to see how well balanced it is. Look, it's standing on its own feet. Nice. Perfect. Alright, that's good enough in my book. Let's continue. Now, what I want to be adding, this needs to be able to land on its own on Minmus. So, we want to put a capsule, yes. And now looking, I have put it actually backwards. Of course, GrunfWorks, nice job. I've just now noticed, and this is in post-production, so yeah, I will be correcting that later on, though. Spoiler alert, yeah. Right, solar panels, we want to be placing some solar panels. Right about here-ish. Kinda. Mirror symmetry, yes. This is not gonna be 100% symmetrical craft, but what can you do? Then we will be placing another tank. I want to actually put a stack separator here. Maybe I should put a decoupler, but I don't know which way it will decouple. No, I want a stack separator. Clean cut, you know. That's the best usually. So, fuel tank, FLT 200, that's good enough. With spark fuel engine. Good enough. And that, I think, is our base lander. Thrust on Minmus is 10, that's good enough for my book. Okay, let's call this Bus Minmus Surface Base. Mark 1. Indeed, Mark 1. A mini surface research base, yes. Alright, now let's place it this way. Come on, communications antenna. There we go. Perfect. Custom 1, toggle solar panels. Custom 2, toggle antenna. And custom 3, extend, retract. Yes. Alright. Save, and that's good enough. Now we have to build a transfer stage and a launch vehicle. So, we will be building that in VAB, of course. I have to open first this guy, and oh, look-see. Alright. That was the wrong way to put it. Reroute. This has a root part. Yeah, actually flipping it backwards, now that's completely wrong. Hold on, let's decouple this, and then I will be taking a new part, and then I will be decoupling this. Yes, all right. Now it should be turned correctly. Then I want to be strutting the crap out of this thing, just to make sure it's rigid enough. Somewhere here, good, this will hold. And then you to this, good, this will hold. Otherwise it will gonna wobble like a wet noodle. Alright, Valentina, of course you're the only one who can fly this craft. I will be actually, guys, taking sign-ups for the adventure, because I need more Kermans, and what better way to engage you, my loyal audience, than to actually offer you your very own Kerbal seat at the craft. So yeah, I've been doing that before. I don't know why the heck did I forget to do that. Right, clamshell deploy, and oopsie, nope. Now we place this way, good. Then I want to be putting 2.5 meter control, followed by a big ass fuel tank, maybe you, and then followed by you. That would give us 2,927, which is great. And then to top it all off, we're gonna add another tank and the mainsail. So yeah, 5,675. Well, yeah, along with 2 decouplers and some more fuel. Oh, let's build this style. I actually am missing this style of building. So no, should I be placing like the bigger tanks? I don't like the looks of it, to be honest. It's not my style. Maybe this guys. And then I just build on top and put these guys. I don't know. Maybe like this. Ah, this doesn't fit 1.80. No, it looks horrible. Right, you're off. You're back. Make me proud now. Yes, you, and we place you like this, and then we put in the reliance. Yes, and then we drag you down, but we make more of you. No, not 8. I thought 6 would be enough. There we go. It will be a beautiful detachment procedure. However, speaking of detachment, let's put in the fuel line, feeding from the tanks into the main tank, yes, and we will have onion staging this time. So you will fire at the same time as the couplers, and you will be firing together. And now my Delta V gets all mushy on me, but I don't care. Alright, now let's add the fins. And let's add these launch clamps, which will be launching just after this. I think we're ready to actually launch. So, SAS on, throttle to max, and let's launch this sucker. Look at this. Shoots off like a rocket. Adjusting thrust weight to around 1.8, which I identified as an optimal one. Angling ever so slightly maneuver prograde. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? There we go, decoupling. And we are already at the apoapsis of 45. And rising quickly. Alright, apoapsis is at what, 100. We will set ComNet visualization to path. Add the maneuver and there we go. Angle the rocket maneuver prograde, and the burn will be in T-minus 1 minute 30. We have very good thrust to weight, and we will be staging halfway through the burn. And oops. Correction, we will be staging now, because I'm an idiot. I pressed space. Deploy. Well, I think we still have more than enough. 3,894 should be enough to get us landed on Minmus. I mean, for this base it's a one-way trip anyway, so we should be fine. Given the fact that we also must circularize, I cannot lie to you, I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm pressing with the mission anyway. (700 meters per second to burn). Alright. And there we go. Perfect. We are orbital. Valentina, you're the girl. Now, let's see. Set Minmus as a target. And this time we will be launching and landing the base right next to our Kerbals, which have deployed experiments. So alright, let's build another ascending node place a maneuver node on the ascending node. Yes, that will work nicely. Okay, perfect. Okay, and we have 7 minutes 1 second to the burn. Let's point just maneuver prograde. Valentina is on top of things. Deploy the solar panel, deploy the communications station, and let's warp to the maneuver node. Or close to the maneuver node, that is. Node in 30 seconds, and the burn time will be 5 seconds. So, short burn, but yeah, we have a powerful engine enough, so it should be good. There we go. Perfect. So the inclination is corrected. Now it's time to set up a Minmus rendezvous. I mean, guys, originally I didn't plan to have so many Minmus missions, and I know that I've already been to Mun and Duna. So right after I finish setting this up, sending the base, returning the Kerbals, then we will be planning some future missions on the interplanetary scale. So Duna, Eve, and Joule and all that jazz. However, I do want to unlock some more science, because once I actually start launching these long interplanetary missions, I do want to be sending as much science as I possibly can. So yeah, and I will be recruiting more Kerbals. Did I just say that? Yeah, I think I did. Because, well, you know, it's important to have Kerbals. Alright, we are en route, sort of, to the maneuver node, which will be in 50 seconds. And it will take 17 seconds, so not really a problem with the skipper engine. It's a very good engine to have in vacuum, especially for the 2.5 meter, you know, form factor. Alright, we have a Minmus encounter, almost, or we don't. Yeah, I think I need to correct, and I'm using RCS to do it, actually, as you can hear. We have lots of monopropellant, so I'm not overly concerned. And look, we have set up a Minmus approach. Encounter. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Screenshot, and let's enjoy as we leave Kerbin's sphere of influence. Yes, off you go. Sorry, I'm playing a little bit, or by a little I mean a lot, time accelerate, because I overall want to make sure that I'm within the 30 minutes format, 30-ish. this will be 32 minutes total, I think. So, yeah. Now let's find a good approach that will work for this base. 256 meters per second to burn, and then we will be just adjusting ourselves maneuver prograde. And the total burn will be 4 seconds. Talk about thrust to weight of 124. That's nice. Now, perfect. And given that I'm a little bit impatient and jittery fellow, let's see, I want to be adding a maneuver node here, which will secure us a nice circular orbit. So, let's warp until here. Mystery goo has generated and sent from Minmus, yada yada yada. Beautiful. So as you can see, the mechanic for the breaking ground is actually working, because the science experiments deployed on the surface of Minmus have just sent, you know, science data back to Kerbal. And that's wonderful because we're getting free science for it. Go figure. We have a good connection to the KSC and everything is hunky-dory. So I might as well actually think about how to reach the site. But I'm directly above it. Shouldn't I be able to go, you know, directly? How much would it actually take? We're just right above it, so... yeah. Okay, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna do an inclination change, followed by landing right on top of the node. So we're not gonna go and into the lower orbit, we're just gonna burn and then directly smash like a rock. We have plenty of delta V, so I'm not overly concerned, and our thrust to weight is huge, at least on this stage, so there we go. Perfect. Now let's continue going onwards to Minmus. Oh, I forgot to take into the account Minimus rotation around its axis. Doofus! Okay, let's do it like this. We set this as a target. And of course I cannot go back to the ascending node, but what I can do, I can make sure I have the correct view as soon as I figure out the orientation of it. And that I burn, okay, it's there. I can see it. Good. And now I'm just gonna twist the camera so that I know which way I'm burning precisely. So I want to be burning that way, roughly. And I have no more delta V. Okay, disconnect. There we go. Now I have 840 meters per second with a slightly less thrust to weight ratio. But I'll have to chase the target. Not ideal, but still doable. Okay, let's do this. I want to be accelerating towards the target. Sort of like docking, but you have to be careful because accelerating here means I will only become an impactor probe very soon. So, okay, let's move this a little bit onwards. Oh, what was this? A bug? Yeah, well, I'm gonna reload it, sorry. I have a bug where my something disappeared. Not really a major deal, just quick play load and quick save fixed it. Okay, now I'm gonna burn retrograde to make sure those two are aligned, and look at that. We have a good enough approach. I just wanted to check which of my controls will allow me to land this base in a proper manner. Okay, I want to be doing this burn. And maybe even overshoot it a little bit. 150 meters per second. I do want to kill my relative velocity, or at least decrease it as long as I'm descending. And I'm gonna burn something like that actually. A little bit upwards. There we go. I'm basically eyeballing it for the most part. Okay, we are coming down. Once again, 170 meters per second, and I do want to be... stop myself relative to target as much as possible, and also make sure that the yellow retrograde and the pink retrograde marker are aligned. Which means that we will be landing in roughly the same spot as it is. Deploying the landing gear. Decreasing our relative velocity. I mean, we are pretty close, and I don't want to become another impactor probe. I'm gonna decrease my velocity to target, but also to... yeah, we're going in the right direction anyway. 60 meters per second. We're still going pretty fast, but now we're getting into the physics range. Okay, and target-wise, good. Okay, I'm making sure that the controls are responsive. 700 meters. We're not that far out, guys. And now I'm just trying to basically decelerate my approach, while still try to keep it on the correct side. Come on. We're at 168 meters. Let's do it like this. Do another suborbital hop. Okay. From now on onwards, just eyeballing it as much as possible. And now I'm going with the surface approach. No longer targets relative speed, because I want to be decreasing my velocity so that I can land. I don't want to become the impactor probe just yet. There we go. Gently throttling. And we land 100 meters from it, which is pretty good. Okay, we landed on the engine bell. Good. Using SAS to position ourselves correctly, and let's fly over using the RCS. Will that be enough? Yes, it will. Wonderful, so I can use the RCS to actually get closer. Alright. Flying ever so carefully. Now I have to figure out a way to go sideways, because I haven't put a sideways RCS, doofus. So let's go like this. And no, wait. I was thinking of going sideways and I cannot go sideways. Okay, let's go straight towards the guys. You know, the easier way would be to bring the party to the mountain, but the Kerbal way would be to bring the mountain to the party, in which case mountain being the base. Exactly, and I want it in the shot, you know. There we go. Look at it. Deploying everything we've got, and oh, it's a little bit heavy. Decouple. See? Now we're doing much better. Oh, and it has hydraulics. Oh, that's nice. Alright. I'll clean the debris later. Now let's create a screenshot that will be remembered forever. Yes, we brought down the base, and sadly, I mean, one of the scientists, or not sadly, but one of the scientists, meaning Bill, will be staying behind, while we will take Jeb and Bob and Valentina and take them back. But first we want to take a selfie. Yeah, great. Now, Valentina, you go and back into the lander, please. Thank you so much. Board, please. Perfect. Okay, Bill, you're actually staying. Bob, you're going back, buddy. Bill lives for science. He wants to oversee all the experiments being conducted. So, board, perfect. Now, Jebediah. Oops, you overdid it a little bit, Jeb, as usual. Oh, don't muck around, please. These sounds are really cool. Except in vacuum you don't have sounds, but it's a minor issue. Alright, that's our lander. And we should be raising ever so slightly. Thank you. Alright, let's continue. Okay, I think we have an apoapsis of roughly 42 kilometers. That's good enough, and let's go bring our 3 Kerbals home. Beautiful. Turn on the lights. Making sure that we can circularize. Warp until close to the maneuver. And we also do a plane change, basically setting ourselves to be equatorial because it will be easier to return to Kerbin. 59 meters per second to burn, and we're gonna burn it. There we go. Perfect. There we go, and let us find, okay, Kerbin periapsis. Now let's just fill until we get the good value. 7 million. I'd like it to be 22,000, please. It's my go-to re-entry. There we go. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. 28,000. Wonderful. So the only thing left to do is to burn and return. Oh, it even rhymes. Huh. Right. Warp here, and we will be planning our return. Along with getting some science, hopefully. There we go. Getting ready to burn, and in 10 seconds or 5, and burn. Wonderful. 0.8 meters per second, amazing. And we have a Kerbin periapsis of 28 kilometers, which is perfect. We leave Minmus and Bill on top of Minmus to continue studying and bring home some valuable science. There we go. And we're going back to Kerbin. There it comes. Ooh, oopsie. That was a little bit closer than I would have wanted it. However, fold the solar panels, fold the ladder, and the communication satellite, and we will be coming back. We have a total of 2009 delta V meters per second, so I'm even thinking about maybe landing this sucker. Oh look, we will be passing overhead from the KSC, almost. Well, if I land on that continent in general, I'll be happy. I do want to decrease some orbital velocity, otherwise the stuff will be starting to blow up beneath us. I mean, the tanks and stuff, it's not really built for re-entry at these velocities, so And I wouldn't blame it, so that's perfectly fine. And we are in the atmosphere, indicated by the sudden lack of music. Valentina and Jeb are happy, Bob is slightly concerned. Unable to transmit science data because of no KerbNet access, or not KerbNet, ComNet. Aha! So the experiments cannot relay the data if they have nothing to say, or if they don't have a connection. I see. Okay, we are re-entering. I'm gonna save a little bit of meters per second for the landing if I need to, because this lander is clearly heavier than expected. But at least we don't have heating issues. Coming down to the surface. Actually, I won't decouple things. I'm just gonna deploy the parachute because I want to return the lander intact. Deploy the parachute, and yes, I'm aware it wouldn't suffice, and let's deploy the landing gear, but we will do a little bit of rocket assisted landing, hopefully. There we go, almost there. And when it deploys, and it's slowing down to a more manageable level of 18, and we have plenty to just reduce. Yeah, come on. There we go. Oops, 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 oops. A truly Kerbal landing. Come on. Alright guys, well, you saw the landing. I won't comment much more. So, let's recover the vessel, and, you know, as always, well, 65 science. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Like if you like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.